Hi, friends. Hope you're doing well. Today we have with us Shanmuga Priya. She is a Scrum Master, Agile Coach, Psychologist, and Associate Certified Coach from International Coaching Federation. Presently, she works for CogniZant, based out of Amsterdam, Netherlands. She has about 16 years of work experience. Her first job was with Emphasis, then she moved on to Amdocs, Hexaware, AstraZeneca, Accenture, and finally she's with CogniZant. And she has done Bachelor of Engineering in Electrical, Electronics, and Communication Engineering from Anna University, Chennai. And she has also done Master of Science, Psychology from University of Madras. Her passion is for helping teams, individuals, and organizations. She has strong focus on empowering individuals, facilitating effective communication, and driving innovation within organizations. Her goal is to empower individuals to become high performers. She is doing an excellent work in her Instagram page that she has started recently, and you might want to check out her 21 days career reboot challenge. It is indeed a privilege and honor to have you with us. Welcome to the show, Shanmuga Priya.
Thank you, Satish. Thanks a lot for the very warm welcome, first of all. And of course, the gratitude is on both the sides. Thank you for having me here at first place and giving me an opportunity to share my views and perspectives on various topics. Thank you so much for that. And I wish everyone whoever is listening today very happy new year. I wish everyone have a very fantastic new year coming up from next day. I'm so glad that we are doing this as the very meaningful thing to complete this year. So thank you so much for all these things.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm super excited to have this conversation with you. And anything missing in my introduction, Priya?
Pretty much you covered all the professional front, but hobbies wise, I really like traveling a lot, which is not in my professional bio of LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
So I really
Right.
avid traveler, and I like to do yoga, and I'm quite a spiritual person as well. To know me as a person, these are some additions I can add to that.
Okay, great. Um, I looked at your LinkedIn profile, and on top of the profile, and that it says, all change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and gorgeous at the end.
Yeah.
Robin Sharma quotes?
Yeah, Robin Sharma. He's one of my
Okay,
favorite author, and I really look up to him. So that's an inspiration there. Yeah.
lots of commonalities. I remember about 20 years back reading that Monk Who Sold His Ferrari.
Yeah.
That was the first book. Probably I read it in the year 2003 and 4.
Hmm.
And recently I'm a big fan of his 5 a.m. Club book.
Yeah.
And he came up with some other book also. I'm just trying to find out the name. Okay. Anyways, um, so can you tell more about your school days, college days, how it was for you growing up in Chennai and South India?
Yeah, it was really an amazing experience. I had really good childhood. I'm so thankful for my parents. Despite of they're not having all the privileges, they really made me to study, helped me in supporting my dreams and desires. And I got my first job in Pune. Back then, I didn't know Hindi. I never traveled outside my home without my parents. But my father told me, if this is your dream, you wanted to go into IT, and you got this job after 1 year of struggle, and you cracked an interview, finished all the prerequisites for the job, then you should go ahead. So that's how the change started in my life, in my career. So they gave me a lot of
Mm,
confidence and support in whatever I wanted to do. That's how now I'm sitting in Amsterdam with all the journey. You read about the companies I worked for. So the change is something which was already part of my life. So that's how the quote also, I really added in my
mm,
profile, saying that I have
mm,
been through a lot of transformation, transitions, changes, voluntarily, involuntarily throughout my life. So I really
mm,
embrace change so much now, and my childhood was one of the beginning phase of that. So I'm glad that my parents really gave me that opportunity to explore the world in whatever way I wanted. And being a girl child, without any limitations, they let me do what I wanted to do. So childhood was really amazing, and I really have no regrets. That's something I should say. People used to say, if I could change something in my life, I go back and change this in the past. But I would say, I'm so happy for all the experiences and learnings. There is absolutely no regrets about my childhood. It was really fantastic.
mm. Okay. Compared to your childhood and versus your corporate job right now, you
Mhm.
are living in a different country. Uh, what is that? What one or two things that you really enjoyed, and you
Mhm.
find that at the present day modern life that you find that it's missing?
I would say the deep connections,
Mm,
the human deep emotional connections, which I had when I was a child, or in my beginning of 90s and end of 80s. Now I see we have options to connect with a lot of people thanks to technology. That's why we are sitting here and talking with so many miles away. But on the other end, it is very surface level. We are not going
mm,
very deep into people, having the real bond, the connection, looking into the eye, those kind of things. I find it's little missing, though we have lot of options to connect with a lot of people through social media, various platforms. But
mm,
can we really count on them? Can I
mm,
really count on that one person who can cover my back, who's always there for me?
mm,
That's something I had it in my childhood. Now the options are many. I think the things have gone very materialistic now, and people
mm,
are not happy despite of having so many things in their life. But I was happy in my childhood without having a lot of materialistic pleasures. But now, if I
mm,
see my children, despite of providing them lot more than what I had in my childhood, still they look for
mm,
something, or still they are not sometimes happy. That is the thing I see that it's missing with my childhood and seeing my children growing up in front of me. So I would say the deep
mm.
human connections.
Okay. Yeah. Lots of good words there, Shanmuga Priya. Um, Now, in terms of your job, you when you begin with, you told that you were a tech professional, you were an
Yeah.
engineer, and then you moved on to managing people and coaching teams, and uh, you've gone out of the tech space.
Yeah.
So still you are working for a tech company, but then you are actually doing the job of coaching and managing people. So how has the transition been for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. I think as a human being, we have to grow and evolve. If that is not happening, then only it's the problem. If somebody comes to me and says that you have changed a lot, you have grown a lot, then I should say I'm happy that I did.
Mm,
If somebody comes after 10 years coming to you and saying that Satish, you looks the same, your thoughts are the same, you live the same, then
mm,
you didn't grow at all. So I think growth is something which is so unique to human beings compared to other animal kingdom, where they grow to an extent and they do the repeated stuff again and again. But only human beings has the privilege to learn, grow, upgrade,
mm,
update, evolve, enlight. All these options are available for human beings. So that's how it happens for all of us. And of course, career is one part of the life, right? So after doing technical stuff for quite some time, I thought, Okay, end of the day, it's about people, right? How much ever
mm,
you produce technically, the outcomes, you have to deal with people. And I'm quite a people person. And it took a while for me to understand these are my strength as well. I was running the
mm,
rat race of finishing my engineering, getting a job
mm,
into IT, doing that, getting your performance appraisals done in a very good ratings. At one point, then I realized, okay, then now this is the time I should find out what really I like or what I'm really good at. That's when I
mm,
figured out, okay, I'm good at handling people. I'm good at speaking. I'm good at being empathetic to someone, understand the other points of view. Then I thought, okay, I'm
mm,
quite a people person. I'm not somebody who sit in front of a desk for 8 hours and finish my job, close the day. That's when this agile also was emerging, and I got an opportunity to do the scrum mastering for my teams when my actual scrum master was not there. Back then I traveled to Amsterdam for first time in 2016. That 6 months of staying here gave lot of international exposure, how things are being done in a western country, me coming
mm,
from south of India. So all those exposure took me to the next level. And
mm,
eventually, I started doing a lot of industrial certifications, going to different courses, learning from different gurus, masters. I have my own mentors, doing the masters in psychology, all those things, the traveling a lot. I did a lot of solo travel, woman only travel, all these things, made me to grow one step to the next step, one step to the next step. So that's
mm,
how the journey have begun. And now I really like doing what I'm doing right now, helping individuals, coaching the teams, making them high perform, and bringing happiness in what they do. It's not just about
mm,
performing, it's about you enjoying and performing. That's the change I really wanted to bring in the work life of everyone, where I could touch upon the different lives. So that's how the
mm.
journey is. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, Priya. I can see that passion, yeah, passion for learning and passion for change, growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So, why MSc in psychology?
Good question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sorry, I thought you complete. So, yeah, it's all about the human interactions and human interventions at the end of the day. Okay. Without
Mm,
you changing your thought, you can't change your action. Without
mm,
I don't see your behavior, I can't know you as a person. So end of the day, all these things are getting rolled up to a point. I should know you as a person. If I should know you as a person, I should know your thoughts, your actions, your behaviors, your emotions, your underlying beliefs, and everything, your value system. All the things make you as a person. And I
mm,
know psychology is the one field where I get to read about all these things. Okay.
mm,
Otherwise, I just associate Satish with some designation, Satish with
mm,
some role, or I don't know who you as a person. What are your likes,
mm,
dislikes, your strength, your weaknesses, what you like, you don't like. Without knowing you as a person, how I can build a very good interpersonal relationship with you, and how I
mm,
can do collaboration, and how we
mm,
both can produce some valuable result out of the project that we are working. Do you
mm.
understand how it is getting into the layers? So when
Right.
you have like-minded people coming together, working together, obviously the outcome is going to be the magic.
Mm,
Without that, if you push somebody deliberately in making some work done, that is not going to
mm,
create any valuable outcomes. Of course, they're going to produce some results, but that is not the outcome. Outcomes are not results. Results are not outcomes. So, end of the day, everything comes to the human behavior. And when you want to know more about the human behavior, we should know. I know psychology was one of the field which was really helping me to do that drill down understanding
mm,
of human behavior. Leaving everyone aside, it really helped me to know who I am at least.
mm,
I was delusionally thinking that this is what I am. But then after reading a lot of books and stuff, why I'm thinking in
mm,
certain way, why I'm feeling in certain way, why my emotions are different on different days. All those things at least helped me to understand who am I first. So that's all start with that I question why
mm,
I'm
mm.
behaving or why I'm doing certain things in certain way. So psychology is
Yeah.
something I got really passionate in the last few years.
Yeah. Talking about why, in your 21-day challenge, the first video that you posted was about the Simon Sinek's book of Start With Why.
Yeah.
Uh, that book has profoundly changed the way I think, I act, and I dealt with people. And that book could be one of the reasons why I left my job. So,
Interesting.
yeah. So, can you tell more about how that book impacted you?
Yeah, to be honest, I have not read the full book. I have been through
Mm-hmm.
the TEDx talk of Simon Sinek about it is one of the most
Mm,
popular and most watched TEDx talk. So I, of
correct.
course, I emulate Simon Sinek a lot because I my vision and his vision are very much aligned. He also talks about
Mm,
how nice it would be when people go to work enjoying and looking forward to. So that's
mm,
also is my passion about creating such kind of environment for people where they thoroughly enjoy what they're doing. Then
mm,
imagine the outcomes, imagine the world that is going to get created out of it. So I could really resonate my energy with Simon Sinek's energy. So that's how I'm a big fan of him. I read a lot about him, and I've seen all his talks. He speak about the
mm,
infinite opportunities, playing an infinite game, all those things. I really like it. But unfortunately, I came to know about this very late in my life, asking the why
mm,
questions. It was
mm,
always somebody will tell you to do something, you just do it without even asking why I should do that. Let it be your
mm,
parents, teachers, the society, so many different characters, you have to deal with your life. And then sometimes you lose the ability to ask why I need to do this, what I'm going to
mm,
get out of it. So when I realized it, it really changed the perspective I had on my life. When these days I don't do anything which is not giving any meaning in my life, because I
mm,
started asking the question why I should do this. What is the meaning I'm creating out of it? Or just for the
mm,
sake of going to all the meetings, sitting there, not creating any value, and coming out and calling that am I performing? It's absolutely crap. What
mm,
contribution I can make in every single meeting I go, what kind of questions I can ask to people that trigger them to think in a different way,
mm,
what value I can create in every single discussions I'm getting involved with. So when you start thinking in a different way, the why is the reason behind all of the things. So now we do all
mm,
the sprint plannings and stuff. Being a scrum master, always I'll say start with the sprint goal. What is the goal of the
mm,
sprint? Why we are going to work together the next 2 weeks? What we are going to achieve out of this 2 weeks? So the goal is the purpose. When you don't have the purpose, your energy is getting scattered everywhere. But if you have
mm,
the purpose, your energy is converged and getting focused
mm,
on one thing getting done. So why is really important. If you're not asking that why question anybody in your life, I think it's the
mm.
right moment to bring that back in your life to make more meaningful life for yourself.
Yeah. Listeners and viewers, just wake up and ask why you're in the first place watching this conversation, and also in any area of your life, if you feel like you're stuck or at crossroads, just find out why you're doing that. That's great insight, Priya. Priya, you've worked almost 15 years at India, and now recently you've moved to Netherlands. And how do you see the difference in culture in terms of work?
There is a lot of difference, and one of my favorite coaching topic is about cultural differences at workplace. There is a famous
Mm,
book called by Erin Mayer with the cultural differences. It's called The Culture Map. It talks about
mm,
some 7 to 8 factors how things are different in different places. Some
mm,
people think linearly, some part of the world do multitask. India does a lot of multitask. I see Western countries do a lot of linear tasking. They schedule everything
mm,
and they are very time boxed. very punctual, those things.
mm,
And we, and it is little hierarchical in Eastern countries, like, where the boss is always right. You don't have
mm,
right to question the boss and stuff. Here, I see it's quite flat compared to what the Eastern is like. Everybody, if has an opinion, you have all the rights to say yes, no, ask
mm,
questions. There is no hierarchy. There are many more things like that, the culturally, how people question or how express their thoughts, and the different in contributing the work, the ownership and accountability, all those things, the culturally it is quite different compared to, because it's both are different countries altogether. So I've seen it and quite predominantly in the way people are work. In fact, I have coached people from India to work with European clients. At the same time,
mm,
how these people, I mean, people, Dutch is very direct, sometimes they give very direct feedback. That may sound very offending for people from India, because we have been always taught to be so humble, so polite,
mm,
put some mask, though you internally you don't like the conversation, you don't like the person, we don't say that so explicitly. But here,
mm,
for them, direct communication is important. They just be honest. If I don't like you for certain reason, some certain behavior, I can tell it into your eyes straight away, Satish, this is not
mm,
appropriate. So these
mm,
are all like, very different way of upbringing. And now my children are studying here. I can see that is being even taught in their school. My kids are,
mm,
the way they speak in Indian school with Indian teacher is not the same what they do with the international school they are doing right here. So they have all the rights to talk by name. When called by name, the teachers tell them this is not right, right, miss, with their name. All those, there's a very open communication. So there are a lot of
mm,
differences. I think it's very significant to understand the differences. That will really help you to know
mm,
why certain, why somebody is coming up with certain kind of output. Without knowing that, it's very
mm,
difficult to understand. So where they are coming from, what are their upbringings, what are their cultural notions. When you know
mm,
them with their cultural background, it gives a lot of easy communication and understanding.
mm.
I can talk about for hours, but I don't know how to put that in a very small window of that. So sorry if I scattered around in my answers. Yeah.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Um, Priya, if you look at corporates in India and the employees that they're facing is, in terms of the number of hours, within 5 days, people work as much as 70 hours per week. And
Yeah.
how is it there in Netherlands in terms of the number of
No,
hours that you have to work?
the labor laws are very strict in Europe. Yeah. They are very
Mm,
particular about the employee well-being, the work-life
mm,
balance. After 5 o'clock, it is your private time. You have to be with your family and friends, and it is your private time. Absolutely no one has any rights to call you or bother you when you are on vacation and stuff. So here,
mm,
even people have two different mobile phones. One is for work. Only the work
mm,
number will be shared with your colleagues. So when you are
mm,
on vacation, nobody is going to even call you or text you or being part of any WhatsApp group which is talking about your work. It will be
mm,
completely vacation, means completely a vacation. It's not
mm.
that you're sitting in the beach thinking about your production release. That's not the case here.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
that real clear bifurcation of your personal life and your professional life is here. So that's something I really appreciate working here. In fact, after I came in here, I got a lot of free time where I could do my Insta, the contribution of knowledge, learning a
Mm-hmm.
lot of stuff, and all those things. And the contract is something you can choose. Do you want to work for 36 hours per week or 40 hours per week? Or do you want to work four
Mm,
days a week and take long weekend like Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Or and
mm,
here it is very independent country. You have to do everything for yourself. There is
mm,
no household help. There is no school bus. There is no someone
mm,
is going to clean your house. There is no somebody is going to
mm.
do your the menial jobs, which we generally
Right.
delegate in India. So you need to really plan well in your calendar. Monday, Tuesday, I'm going to drop the kids to the school. Thursday, Friday, okay, my husband is going to take the turn. So in order to cope up with this kind of personal demands, you really need to have your professional calendar very upfront, well planned. So that's how the
Mm,
work culture is different. And that is really helping me to be there in most of the places. It's not that work is overshadowing all other aspects of your
mm,
life. So that's something I really appreciate here.
mm. Recently, Priya, if you're aware, I'm not sure. Narayana Murthy, who is the founder chairman of Infosys, he came out and openly spoke about youngsters at India working for as much as 70 hours per week.
Yeah.
So, what's your thoughts on that? Is it really good, or is it uh, viable proposition to look at? Because 70 hours, in my opinion, is too much, and that will not leave any time for your family or other interests and your learnings. So, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I definitely don't agree on, working for 70 hours per week is way too much. And
Mm,
why the career is needs to be given such an importance. Of course, we
mm,
are earning the bread and butter from our career. And with that money, you should have the time, freedom,
mm,
your friends, your family, your health. Compromising all the things, what you're going to get out of it is a real big question mark. Okay, these are
mm,
the hidden cost, right? That's your in
mm,
without even knowing you're paying for that. So getting some 1 million end of 2 years after working for 70 hours every single week,
mm,
at the end of 2 years, if your health is ruined, which you can't
mm.
reverse, what is the
Right.
benefit of getting that? But
Mm,
at the same time, you are not making any valuable interpersonal relationship. That's not creating any meaning in your life. So the growth has to be
mm,
holistic, in my opinion.
mm,
It's not just that career, but somehow it is being so hyped because of the over competition, the rat race
mm,
that we are running. Certain age, you have to do certain things. With that program or the conditioning, it's called as the social conditioning in psychology. So
mm,
we get so programmed to live our life in certain way. If you didn't
mm,
get married in this age, it's a big problem. If you didn't buy a house in this age, that's a big problem.
mm,
So like that, our life is being so regulated with others' perspective, not with
mm,
what we have about ourselves. So because of that, we constantly think that working and earning and showing that we are hardworking, that is the biggest value for our life. But I would say
mm,
that that is significant, but not as significant as you all think. That is just one
mm.
part of your life. Your life has so
Right.
many meanings, so many dimensions to that. Go and explore the other dimensions. That's what I
Mm.
would like to say for your question here.
Wow. Great. Um, yeah, the other day I was having a conversation with Sunil. Sunil is our common friend.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I get it.
he was talking about work-life integration versus work-life balance.
Yeah,
Meaning, what he was saying is that you cannot be one person at home and you cannot be a different person at your office.
yeah,
So you have to be the same person at both places to be performing at the optimum level. What's your opinion on this? Work-life balance versus work-life integration.
yeah. This just got to think about a recent documentary I watched in Netflix where Oprah Winfrey and Michelle Obama was
Mm,
talking. This is a very wonderful quote. What Michelle Obama says is that you can have it
mm,
all, but not at the same time.
mm,
I repeat, you can have it all, but not at the same time. What does that mean is that you can have everything in your life. Okay. But
mm,
thinking that I should have every day, everything at every moment is too much. You know,
mm,
certain day you have to give lot of priority for your work. Probably you're kickstarting some new project, probably your new boss is joining, or probably you're taking up a new role. So your effort and energy is going to be consumed more in your career for certain days. Other
mm,
days where maybe my child is joining a new school, or someday is
mm,
not well, then my energy and effort is going to be more in taking care of my family or supporting my loved ones. Someday I should be well aware of my emotions. Probably I'm getting a little tired, burnt out. I need my social contact where I can just step out with my friend and having a cup of coffee and just letting out my emotions, talking and having some cool social conversation. That's also important. But thinking that every single day I need to have social contact, I need to have professional upliftment, being there for my family, it's too much to handle. You should
mm,
know where you need to be there. So, being at the right place at the right moment is important. So, cultivating the habit of scheduling, prioritizing your task, and knowing where you can be there and where you can really add value, that is going to give very nice integration of all the things in your life. Then the
mm,
balance is not a balance, it is about knowing where you need to be there and where you can create actually good value being there. So, this is the
mm.
knowledge that we have to develop. So have it
Right.
all, but not at the same time. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Priya, this this brings me to one quote of Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn is the mentor for Tony Robbins. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure you know Tony Robbins,
Yeah, yeah,
and he says this: work harder on yourself than you do on your job.
yeah,
If you work hard on job, you can make a living. If you work hard on yourself, you can make a fortune.
yeah.
Uh, so this path of self-development and personal development, personally for me, it started somewhere like 2019-20, where I found myself stuck at a job and I didn't know what to do, and I completely stressed, burnt out, and I had my younger one was born at the time. So uh, to start with, I started with one video of Les Brown. He's a motivational speaker, and I watched Les Brown for some time, and it took me to Simon Sinek, and then I started watching Tony Robbins, and then Jay Shetty, and lots of other podcasts and videos. It's like one thing led to the another, and I picked up my reading habits. I read a lot of books. So this definitely the path towards learning and self-development is the key towards achieving your maximum human potential. So where does one start? How did it start for you?
Very interesting that also I'm glad that you already found that path. Many still struggling to figure out that. Yeah, to answer this question, first of all, it is sad that we are asking this question where one should start. Unfortunately, our school education system, which focuses more on history, which king ruled what, which
Mm,
battle we fought, from which year to which year, the Pythagoras theorem, or so
mm,
many concepts, inventions, discoveries that happened in the past. But unfortunately, it is not teaching us how we can handle our own battles, how we can have
mm,
good control over our emotions, how we can handle money, how we can build effective interpersonal skills, interpersonal communication. These
mm,
kind of life skills are missing in school, unfortunately. So,
mm,
and we also get stuck in the system. We force our children to study, reproduce that in exams and get the marks. But the focus for the self development, the core needs to be developed first. You can
mm,
see many motivation speakers, many mentors, they say that we do 10x of your productivity, 100x of your
mm.
productivity. But what is the x at
Right,
first place? X is the
right.
core. Okay, if the
Right.
x is 0, you
Mm.
multiply 0 by 1000, it is going to give the 0 as the result.
Zero.
So
Yeah.
the
Mm.
core you as a person is really important to be shaped up before you multiply with any peak performance, multiply with multimillionaire, whatsoever you
Mm.
do. Without that, it's 0. So the
Mm.
focus needs to be there in the self development. Okay,
Mm.
and I can't avoid picking up the spiritual aspect of it as well, being a
Mm.
spiritual
Mm.
person. The ultimate purpose of human life, the purpose why you are born in this birth itself, is to find out your purpose and evolve. That is the
Mm.
pure purpose of your life. It's not about how much money you own, how many houses and cars you have, how many degrees you have. Of course, that's all the byproduct. But the
Mm.
purpose of the birth in this uh, human life is to find out why we are born, what the
Mm.
God wants to do through you. If you find
Mm.
out that, your life will be much more meaningful, much more contentful and happy. Okay, and
Wow.
without fixing the internal world, you can't fix the
Mm.
outer world. But unfortunately, many of us think that my outer world has flaws. My
Mm.
husband is not supporting, my mother-in-law is not allowing me, my children is
Mm.
not listening to me, I don't have
Mm.
enough money, I don't have enough education. One or
Mm.
other reason you pick from the outer world and say that is blocking you from growing. But if
Mm.
you flip that perspective and say,
Mm.
I need to grow whatever the outer circumstances are. If you do that, when you fix your inner world, the outer world will get automatically fixed up. That is
Mm.
the thing which I learned when I was
Mm.
being in the victim mode of thinking that, okay, things are not working out, people are not nice, my boss is not promoting me. I can give various reasons for why my life
Mm.
is not working out. But the
Mm.
minute the responsibility changed, this is my
Mm.
life, I am responsible, I need to develop myself. Then, when the thought came in, you can see how things have flipped in the opposite side. So
Mm.
self development is really important. Self development can happen through two different ways. One is through pain, one is through pleasure.
Mm.
Unfortunately, 98% of chances that people have started self development through pain. You have come to a point.
Me there.
I know, that's why I said 98. So you get to the point where you can't no longer take that shit on you. You know,
Mm.
you feel so bad that you're ruined. You have to do certainly something in your life to make your life better. You can't handle it anymore. So that is the pain point. So after you reaching a point where you can't tolerate the pain anymore, then you need to find a
Mm.
way to come out of it. Then one of the ways about learning, self development, the growth and stuff. Pleasure, of course, if the 2%, if people are lucky, if they have really good karma to have that
Mm.
self development through pleasure, they are absolutely good souls to have that. But unfortunately, most of us don't have that. So we learn through the pain. So even in
Mm.
psychology, there is the PTSD. It is called a post-traumatic stress disorder. After any
Mm.
stressful thing happen in somebody's life, it can go in two different direction. People will totally sink because of the problem, or some
Mm.
people find the purpose after having this PTSD, and they have this
Mm.
post-traumatic stress growth. They will find a
Mm.
growth path. You can see many
Mm.
cancer victim, they have created a charity, and they started
Mm.
helping other cancer patients. Some rape
Right.
victims or acid victims, they do a lot of good for people who have been through the same experience and pain. That
Mm.
one, the traumatic incident which helped them to grow and help many other people in that area. So you never
Mm.
know what your pain also brings in you. So the self development can happen in many different ways. So I'm
Mm.
glad if somebody could listen to that and start it at the early stage, during in the pleasure phase, not going through the
Mm.
pain phase. So that's
Right.
important. It is. I took a little longer, but I know this is very significant to get
Mm.
implanted in so many minds.
Yeah. So how did it start for you? Did you have a mentor that you always looked up to, or uh, you had an inspiring personality that you watched, or how that initial spark came that you should start on this path of development?
I also one among the who learned through the pain. I got a really
Mm-hmm.
life-threatening situation. Of course, it's a quite personal thing I've not shared in many other forums. I
Mm-hmm.
got a cellular level disorder. I got a bone lesion.
Mm-hmm.
It is one type of cancer, actually. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to a point where then my second baby was just 1 year old. So I really got so scared. What if I don't live? What I'm not there as a mother for my
Mm-hmm.
children? No,
Mm-hmm.
that really changed my life. Life is so unpredictable and uncertain. You don't know what will happen the next day, because I was hale and healthy.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any issue problem at all. So suddenly when I got being identified with this disease, then I really broke up. I was more
Mm-hmm.
scared to look at my children future. Being a mother, I need to be there, I need to see them growing and stuff. So then I got the purpose. Okay, whatever it is, I have to be really strong, live through this, be there for my children, be there for everybody. That was the very life changing moment. After that, I started looking at life very differently. It's no longer
Mm-hmm.
about proving you right all the time, no longer about getting all the credits for all the work, no longer about the materialistic pleasures. It's about creating very meaningful experiences in life. So after I
Mm-hmm.
came out of the surgery and the recovery and phase, the first thing I did a solo travel to Leh Ladakh with a complete
Mm-hmm.
set of strangers, a group of women coming from different part of India. I didn't know any one of them. They were totally strangers. I joined a group. I traveled with them. I went to Leh Ladakh from south to the extreme north of India. I
Mm-hmm.
absolutely enjoyed that 8, 9 days. Talking to different people coming from different backgrounds with different stories. Oh, what an
Mm-hmm.
experience it is. I really enjoyed. Then that gave me a lot of meaning. Okay, this is
Mm-hmm.
what. There are so many people out there. You have to connect with them. You have to help each other. You have to uplift each other. Then I was depriving all the things for so many years, living a very cocoon life in one way of looking at life. Then that was the changing moment in my life. Then there is no look back. I went to different learning experiences. I myself a Reiki and pranic healing healer. I did lot of spiritual practices, meditations, going for retreats, detox, health detox
Mm-hmm.
forms. I last year I did a solo travel to Iceland all alone, which is a
Mm-hmm.
very unique place to travel. I went all alone by myself, everything. So
Wow.
all these kind of experiences. I trekked in Himalayas. I did bungee jumping, everything. Then I started collecting the experiences in my life. So these things
Mm-hmm.
made my life much, much, much meaningful than what it was way before this incident. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the turning point in a way.
My God. What an inspiring life you're leading, Priya. First off, let me appreciate for sharing this vulnerable part of your life, and it really means a lot. And I hope our listeners and viewers will take some leaf out of your experience. And yeah, amazing. Um, so you spoke about being spiritual, and you got introduced to Reiki, meditation, and stuff. So what does your morning routine look like now?
Mhm. It's extensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, to be very honest, it's very difficult to follow when you go into any kind of spiritual practices. The real challenge is to stick to that. It's not
Mm-hmm.
about having the knowledge. Nobody is deprived of knowledge in this information era. It's about the
Mm-hmm.
implementation. So
Right.
implementation requires lot of effort. The consistency is the key because you get
Mm,
easily derailed. Now, after I moved in here, I could not wake up early in the winters. Sometimes I feel
mm,
lazy. I could not go for my yoga class. Sometimes the other commitments pop up. All this. things are there. Despite of that, the morning routines are really important. Wherever you can find some time, try to fit in something. So of course my day starts with a very positive note. Whatever I can make it more positive, I'll do that. Silence is something which is I really appreciate. Immediately don't
mm,
watch a mobile phone or check on your mails and stuff. Be with you as a person. I just look at the sunrise which is coming in my kitchen window, and I do write gratitude. If not in the mornings, I write in the nights to make sure how the day
mm,
went well. What are the things I could feel positive about? Talking of that, I'm
mm,
starting a 101, 111 days gratitude challenge in my Insta live. It is just about
mm,
posting one picture of something you felt grateful on that particular day. you know
mm,
so be the gratitude is the other thing. And of course, I'm being part of the pranic healing and stuff. We have our regular Zoom calls which has the different type of meditations happening every single day with a proper schedule
mm,
and stuff. So I joined those group meditations, the guided meditations, being part of it, all those things. And of course exercise, but I'm just trying to find a new schedule and rhythm to put my yoga.
mm,
It is because of the time zone difference and stuff. I'm little struggling to find a new yoga teacher. Otherwise, yoga,
mm.
meditation, the silence, and the nature and gratitude. These are my routines, which will be there
Wow,
anytime you pick in my life. These will be there.
wow. Yeah, I really can't thank you enough for sharing this because this is such a an inspiring story, and as well as anyone listening can really get inspired to start. New Year is coming tomorrow, so they can definitely start, at least take that first baby step towards this path of self development.
Yeah.
Um, uh, this brings me to one interesting quote that I've read recently. The quote is from author called Debbie Ford. This is how it goes. It is our interpretation of the past, our limiting beliefs, and our undigested pain that stop us from being able to move forward with clear direction. So you're a psychology student, and what do you know about limiting beliefs and how we can shatter them by cognitive reframing?
Yeah, very good question, actually. Very deep question as well. Yeah, there is a concept called the conditioning happening, all the time.
Mm,
You see something, you hear something from your childhood, somebody would have told you something. Those things will come and, make your
mm,
belief system. It's like I've told this story in my Insta also. It's about a small elephant will be there. They tie the
mm,
elephant with a iron chain. The elephant will try to come out of the chain, but it could not come, thinking that the chain is more powerful than the elephant. Even after the
mm,
elephant grow up after so many years, which is magnificent, and it has all the power to break the chain in one pull, but it never attempt to
mm,
do that because somehow in the
mm,
childhood it started believing that the chain is more powerful than the elephant itself. So,
mm,
like that, we all have our own limiting beliefs. Probably somebody would have told you, you are not good enough, you are not good
mm,
looking. Nobody is an
mm,
exception. I had lot of inhibition to start my Insta life. Somehow I was feeling that I'm not so good looking, not having the photogenic face, the present
mm,
camera presence. I don't know how to look into the camera and speak, or doing the Insta gimmicks and stuff. But this
mm,
year I wanted to break that belief of mine. It's not
mm,
about how I look or what I wear, how much makeup I apply. Leave everything aside. I want to share some knowledge which I think I'm good at.
mm,
What is stopping me from doing that? Let me do that. So this is an example I'm just giving you. Like that, all of us may have some limitations with our financial the roof,
mm,
or with our relationship, or with our own capabilities. Everything can
mm,
be changed. So the beliefs or the starting point, how it comes
mm,
to the belief point is that your thoughts. whatever you think, that really matters a lot, because the thoughts are things. So in my
mm,
home in India, we have this wallpaper which is about the mind is everything. What you think you became. That's my favorite
mm,
Buddha quote. So whatever you think about yourself, that is true. If you think good,
mm,
of course that is also true. If you think you are bad, that is also true. So there is no good or bad coming from outside. It is totally about what you think about yourself. So the thoughts
mm,
will shape up into your emotions, and then your behaviors, and then your actions, and then again it is getting reinforced as a thought. Let's say that
mm,
if you and me believing in self development, okay, so that is the first thought. Then what we will think, okay, doing some self development training gives me some positive outlook about myself. So that's an
mm,
emotion you have. Then what is the action that you will take? You go and enroll yourself in a course, thinking that you're going to gain some new knowledge, and that new knowledge is going to change your life. Okay, that is the action. And after you taking that action, you try to implement that in your behavior, and you see some positive results are happening because of the course you
mm,
enrolled, and you again go to the loop of reinforcing in your thought, okay, self
mm,
development courses are helping me. So this is one
mm,
positive cycle. Imagine there is a
mm.
negative cycle. If somebody
Right.
thinks that all this is crap, they're all just making
Mm,
money, all the motivation speaker, they just speak and then they just vanish. It's not going to create
mm,
anything meaningful in your life. If that is your thought about the self development altogether, then you go and enroll your course. You are not going to grasp the content of the course. Again, you're going to say this all waste of time, waste of money. These people are a hoax. They're just making you to sign up, not getting out of it. Again, this negative thought is going to re-assimilate in your thought process, saying that the self-development is crap. So you can
mm,
see both the cases have the same cycle, but what you believe, it have become the truth. You believe the
mm,
self development will work, then it is the truth for you. If you believe the self development is not going to work for you, again, it is the truth for you. So, the
mm,
cognitive reframing is about how you can tweak your thought process, how you
mm,
can change the negative thinking with a positive replacement of your thoughts. So that's the
mm,
cognitive reframing. So if any limiting beliefs are there, see how you can reinforce it with some kind of positive affirmations or some kind of positive. That's why every religion has this chanting, the mantras, going to temple. Or why these religious beliefs are created is to change your thought, the change your behavior and stuff. So this is the
mm,
limiting beliefs and how we can reframe it through cognitive reframing therapy and stuff.
mm. Okay. Very, very profound, Priya. So I know that we have connected through the coaching space. I am in the process of doing my PCC, and you've completed your ACC. And how did you get on to this world of coaching? Already, you are a coach at your organization where you are doing agile practices. Um, how did you get on to the journey of this life coaching?
Again, I would say it's a very destiny only. I'm quite intuitive person. All of a sudden, one day I was sitting in sofa. I thought, why don't I just look for some life coaching? To be honest, that was
Mm,
the first spark. It's not about seeing somebody. It's not about seeing some credentials and stuff. Till
mm,
that point, I was just doing all the acquisition on my industrial certifications about Scrum Mastering, Agile Coach, and stuff. Whatever the Agile world has the certifications, only that I
mm,
have focused up until the moment. But suddenly, this was the thought which crossed in my mind, and I told to my friend. She also really into all this thing. Then both of us just
mm,
enrolled the next day. That's how even I did the
mm-hmm.
psychology. Coming from technical
Wow.
background, coming from engineering background, I never had any cross path with psychology. Suddenly I thought I should do
Mm.
psychology. That's how. So I'm quite intuitive, and I just believe in that. I just take that inspired actions. In spirituality, it is called as
Mm.
inspired actions. So when you get some inspiration, take some action.
Mm.
Maybe that is the way the universe is telling you this is the path you should pick.
Mm.
So believe,
Right.
trust in your inner gut feeling, and then go for it.
Mm.
So that's how the coaching came in my life, very honestly.
Wow. I can deeply relate with that thought because um, I am someone who at least meditates every day. I got introduced to meditation to by one of my mentors. He's my present day mentor, and he's almost 85. And I got this intuition and gut feeling to leave the job and
Hmm.
move to this hill station. And the people who are on this self-development path, right, whenever they get this intuition, they listen to it and they process on
Yeah.
it. And that's how when I had this intuition, I processed and convinced my wife to quit and moved here.
Mm.
And also, this Jim Rohn speaks about law of diminishing intent,
Mm.
meaning if you're meditating and you're getting an idea, if you don't act on the first day, then the interest will come down, and second day it will further come down, and third day it will be gone. So if uh, for people who are listening, I'm just trying to make them understand the importance of meditation. So if you're meditating and getting an idea, make sure that you act on it,
Yeah.
and that's equally applicable to any area of your life. Whenever you're at workplace and you get some idea, immediately act on it. Acting is the first step, and you spoke about once you start acting, and again this it's a positive cycle, and yeah, it's really amazing. Priya, we can talk for hours together. I'm just
Yeah.
being mindful of your time, and I have few questions, and we can wind up. Who is your role model and why?
It's not one person, to be honest. It's like I pick
Mm.
people every now and then, whatever I'm trying to do at the
Mm.
moment in my life. In fact, in one Insta, I told when I wanted to learn car driving, the friend of
Mm.
mine who really does good car driving was my inspiration. So she was my
Mm.
inspiration. When I wanted to learn swimming, there was somebody as an inspiration. And
Mm.
now my pranic healing teacher, at the age of 70, every single day she conducts the Zoom call for meditation. So now I am in
Mm.
the phase of learning consistency. I know that I'm lacking a little
Mm.
bit of consistency here and there. So I look up to her for consistency. So there are so
Mm.
many people in the real life, in my own circle and beyond my circle as well. So there are so many, like I told, Oprah Winfrey,
Mm.
Michelle Obama. I like Sudha Murthy a lot. She's very grounded
Mm. Yeah.
philanthropist, and despite of having all the wealth, and how one person can be so humble and down to the earth.
Mm.
In the spiritual world, I like listening to BK Shivani, Sadhguru,
Mm.
Mahatreya, all of them, and Mind Valley podcast or something which I always listen to with the
Vishen
different.
Lakiani.
Yeah, Vishen Lakiani. Not only Vishen, with
Big
all
fan.
the other teachers. Yeah. So there are so
Mm.
many, so many things. Yesterday, even night, I was listening to Super Soul by Oprah Winfrey with Dr. Shifali. She
Mm.
spoke about the parenting, how we have to do
My God, I'm
conscious
a big fan of
parenting.
Shefali. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, she does an amazing job. So it's not one inspiration. I just go to different gurus, different mentors, different people. I learn
Mm.
spiritual, um, other aspects. Pooja Puneet is my mentor. She's one of the leading India's the life
Mm.
coach. So I've been through most
Okay.
of the people space, and I just try to see where I can resonate my journey
Mm.
with their journey, and I just pick. That's how it is. It's not one person to call out, to be very precise.
Mm. I see lots of commonalities in our interest and the people that we listen to.
Mhm.
Yeah, great. So, what is the impact that you want to have on this world?
Me, I'm still figuring out, Satish. Probably
mm,
I need to know what is that. But I can see that universe is sending some people who are in need of some guidance, and somebody where they can talk to in a safe space, or pour out their
mm,
thoughts, or just to vent out. So I think probably listening to people, showing them some light in their life, is probably maybe the purpose, and leaving aside the corporate career. I can talk about I
mm,
can become this, that, and stuff. But then the more meaningful, the soulful purpose, when you ask this question, I think
mm,
I'm in the journey of that. But I don't know
mm,
to put it in one clear word at the moment. I see coaching as one at the moment, but let's
mm.
see where it is leads to. So that's the beauty of life. You don't know what is there next.
Right. So, you're talking about helping people. So, how can people reach you, Priya? In case anybody wants to connect with you, how they can reach you?
Yeah, of course, my LinkedIn profile for all the professional coaching and stuff. Insta, which is little more
Mm,
fantasized world, I would say, with doing
mm,
stuff which you don't do in your professional world. So both the
mm,
profiles, I have a Calendly link already there in LinkedIn as well as in Insta profile. They can book for a discovery call, talk to me if they could
mm,
resonate with what I spoke for the past 1 hour. Yeah, these are the
mm,
two mediums I'm pretty much available. Yeah, if it's a very known
mm.
circle, of course, they can reach out through their mobile. I'm open to do
Right.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. For all the listeners and viewers, I'll add Priya's LinkedIn profile, Insta page, and her calendar link. So it will be available in show notes or description to the video or audio. So, Shanmuga Priya, uh, we are almost coming to the end of our
Yeah.
video podcast, and I want to end this podcast with a quote of Mahatma Gandhi: "Be the change you want to see in the world."
Yeah.
And you're doing an amazing job at your work, and whoever is crossing path, and you are being the change. Thanks for being who you are, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate and applaud all the efforts you're taking in terms of helping people and helping teams and organizations in various causes. And you're really showing the light to so many people out there. I wish you all the best in your journey and keep up your good work. Is there anything at all I missed and you wanted to convey, Priya?
You did an amazing job, first of all, Satish. Maybe because I just go with the flow, but then you really directed
Mm,
the conversation with the good facilitation. Of course, I myself a facilitator, but I'm being so
mm.
enjoying that somebody else is facilitating the conversation. First of all,
Right.
thank you for that, and very nice that connecting like this way and sharing your thoughts and different perspectives on different aspects. So I don't think you missed anything. It's pretty much the cover. Of course, we can dwell
Mm,
in every single topic for every 1 hour also, but that's
mm,
not the intention for now, today at least. So, but then I think we did
mm.
a quite a good cover of all the aspects of this podcast at least. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. I look forward to doing some other episodes. Perhaps we can look at part two or in future part three. We have a lot of things to learn from Shanmuga Priya, and thank you very much. I really appreciate your time. And for all the listeners and viewers, we wish you a very happy, prosperous, healthy 2024. And God bless you. Take care of yourself.
Yeah, to whoever is listening, whoever is not listening, even, I just wish every one of you should have a very great, amazing, happy new year coming up, and make sure that you do something significant in this year. Maybe you are the one telling all the quotes. Maybe I want to tell this quote now. Don't live the same life for 75 years and call it as life. So
Mm,
make sure that every year of your life is different. When you look back, when you review, you know what, I did this, I overcome this fear, I had this experience, I created somebody's life more meaningful, you know, I did this random act of kindness to somebody that made somebody to live a better life. Do something in this new year. Make sure that you are doing something different from what you have done in so many years. So make sure that
Mm,
your life in this year is going to be different in some way, in some meaningful way, and make sure that it is spreading more happiness and love in this world. That is what the world wants at the moment. It's not the materialistic success or the technology success which we have attained so far, but now the world is in need of more love, happiness, healing,
mm.
and the joy. So spread the light, spread the love. That's what I would like to say. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
everyone.
I'm indeed grateful and privileged and honored to have you. Thank you so much. Take care, Shanmuga Priya.
Thanks a lot, Satish. Yeah, good luck with you.
Yeah,
Yeah, bye bye.
thank you. Bye.